Welcome, this is dope as fuck. I've been wanting to do these retreats for a long time. Probably been journaling about this for at least 5 years, right? When I was telling Brad, like, when I journal my goals, I journal in present tense. So I don't say I want to make 100K a month, I say I make 100K a month. And one of the things I write, it's like been the same every day for 5 years, has been twice a year I have a retreat with my clients. This was even before I had a coaching program or clients. Every year, or twice a year, I have a retreat with my clients, and I rent a beautiful house in an amazing location, and we just like vibe, make music, do workshop, and adventure. This is the first of it, so this is like, whoa, cool, you know? So thank you guys so much for being a part of it. It's also really special for me to have people from Music Money Mastery and also Rapid Fire Music Academy, and also two of my best friends that I've had for more than 10 years. Gabe and I have been friends for 18 years, and me and Corey have been friends for, it's gotta be at least 12 or 13 years.
Feels like 18.
Yeah, it feels like an eternity. So it's just such a great variety, and it feels great. I want to give you guys kudos, because yesterday, one of the things I was like, how's this gonna work? Like, are people gonna get along? Like, some of these people never met each other, they're in different coaching programs. Some people are doing custom production, coaching, artists. Like, it's just such a different, I'm like, I really hope everyone gets along. It was like, literally the minute you guys walked in, of course, our entertainer for the weekend, MC, Anthony, like, just glues everyone together, like, snap finger, everyone's talking. When I watched you guys talking in the kitchen, I'm like, they haven't even met each other for 10 minutes. Yeah. They're already getting along so fucking well. Like, that's insane. So, yeah, you broke that limiting belief for me. So, thank you guys for making this super dope. And, you know, I know in these kinds of events, like, the person who runs the event gets lots of credit because they ran the event. But I don't believe I'm doing any of this. I believe I'm just like a vehicle for something greater. And I'm just like letting it flow through me. That's something you guys will read in the book I gave you. Because I don't believe I'm doing any of this. I think something else is doing it. And I'm just like, you know, the tool. So I have some cool stuff I want to talk to you guys about today. I took notes, and you guys know any excuse to pull out the iPad, I'll do it. Right now, just because I'm not sharing screen, you know, I might like turn and show you. But for you guys who are in the program, I'll download this and make it a part of the course. I think the video Gabe's taking, I'll upload it as well. I might make it a YouTube video, I haven't decided yet. So we're going to do basically 2 parts. I'm going to talk, and then we're going to group think tank for you 3. He's not going to record when we do that, because I want it to be like, I want you guys to feel fully comfortable with what we're going to talk about. And what we're going to do is I'm going to basically give you guys the context as to how to evaluate your businesses and your direction. And then we're going to figure out, hey, what do you need? Like, what's the thing you need right now for the next 3 to 6 months? So here's the first thing I want to talk about. There's really, I've heard people talk about your road to success a million ways, okay? And I was thinking about it for a few months, and today I was like, how can I break it down real simply? And I realized there's 3 parts, okay? And I wrote it like a pyramid, if you guys want to take a look. And at the bottom, it says strategy, okay? In the middle, it's actions. And at the top, it says stories. So strategy, action, and stories in order of basically least important to most important. And I'm going to explain each one of these, okay? So at the bottom of the pyramid, I wrote strategy. Strategy is the plan for how you will achieve a specific goal. That's how I chat GPT the definition. Right? I was like, you know what, chat, you did a good one. I agree with you. The plan for how you will achieve a specific goal. That's the strategy. Okay, the plan for how you will achieve a specific goal. Now, a plan without action is worthless, as you guys obviously know, right? A plan without action is worthless. And here's something I've learned this year that I struggled with a lot. I'll be open with you guys. Every strategy works. Every strategy works. Wow. So what do I mean by that? Well, as you guys know, the strategy I teach you guys is this music social funnel, right? I didn't invent that. I invented my music social funnel. But I didn't invent the idea of running Instagram ads to get followers, DMing them book calls, close calls. I learned that from Jeremy Pug. But that's one strategy. There's also low ticket funnels. You run ads for someone to buy a course, you upsell them, and then you have emails, and you book sales calls with them. That's a strategy. There's also run ads, they watch a video, under the video is a button to book a call. And then there's emails. That's a VSL. There's webinars, live webinars. You get someone to sign up for a live virtual event, and after that event, you sell one to many. That's another strategy. They all fucking work. They all suck, and they're all great in their own ways. They all have things that are bad. There's DM ads. We run follow ads, but there's also DM ads. Instead of people clicking follow, they DM you a keyword, right? The pros and cons. I'll share a quick one too. I have a friend named Alvin. I love giving Alvin as many shout outs. He's like one of my best friends. Alvin Guo. He teaches people how to get rid of their lower back pain. Yeah, really cool coaching offer. Yeah, he charges $5K for that now. So what happened to him was at first he was doing the high ticket thing, but then he did a low ticket monthly recurring revenue model, all organic. So he popped off organically without paid ads. He was charging $30 per week to be in his course. He grew that to $30K a month, monthly recurring. So like if he didn't get new people, he was just making $30K a month. And he lived his life for like, I don't know, a few months, not doing shit, making $30K a month. You know what happened to him? He got hella bored. He's like, this sucks, these clients suck. Well, I'm not speaking for him. He's like, a lot of these people are annoying. They don't do the work, they ask for refunds. I'm bored. I want to go back to high ticket. So then he started, he found a growth partner to help him build a low ticket funnel, the one I just explained. Now they sell a course and they upsell them to his high ticket thing. He told me in February he just did $50K just from high ticket sales, not including the course stuff. So I was like, dude, that's great. And he said, yeah, and the guy who I'm working with, Josh, we're in an inner circle program that's like really high level with a bunch of guys who do $1 million a month in info. So Alvin gets to tackle and to go to those. Even though he's not really supposed to be there, but his boy gets him in there. So I asked Alvin, I was like, man, of all these dudes who make $1 million a month, which strategy is the best one? Is it the low ticket, high ticket, VSL, follow ads? Which one? You know what's something crazy about the guys who make $1 million a month? All of them have done every strategy and they all do all of them. I was like, oh. He's like, yeah, you don't get to $1 million a month with one strategy. You have to do everything. So okay, well what about getting from 0 to 100? Because like usually it's one strategy. It's like, well, which one's the best? Because he knew what I was trying to ask him, like, which one should I do? He goes, Lee, every single strategy works. They all say that too. They all say every strategy works. I'm like, boom, bingo. So this is just on strategy. I just want you guys to know, every fucking strategy works. Okay, the one we do, where we run ads to get followers, I like it the most because you don't have to build a website. You don't have to, it's no tech setup. It's really simple. Simplest, easiest, most profitable way to get from 0 to probably 30 to 50K a month is what we're doing. Cool, so strategy. Next thing is actions, okay? These are the things you do, right? The actual physical things you do to achieve your goals. This part is really important. You probably want to write this down. Actions without the right beliefs and intentions are misguided. Actions without the right beliefs and intentions are misguided. I'll say that one more time. Actions without the right beliefs and intentions are misguided. I'll give you guys a minute to write that down. And every action, you don't have to write this part down, it's pretty simple. Every action is either going to help you or hurt you. Everything you do is either going to help you or hurt you. Everything. When I was a kid, I grew up going to basketball camp, at XL basketball camp. And the man who started that camp's name was Coach Frank Alaco Sr. And he said, you're either getting stronger or you're getting weaker. Everything you do every day, you're either getting stronger or you're getting weaker. So let me explain a really good analogy for actions without the right beliefs and intentions. So I've heard this from people before. I've heard this from clients. I've heard this from other online coaches. And I used to say this. Well, I'm doing the work. I'm taking the actions. I'm doing everything. I'm not getting results. And it must be the niche. It must be my offer. It must be the industry. Right? It must be, it's because the industry is too saturated. artists are broke, whatever. It's always an external, right? That's what a lot of people say when they're doing the actions, but they're not getting the results. And I used to say that. And it's interesting because one time, when I used to say this, probably 2023, 2024, someone asked me, well, what do you think is your biggest limiting belief right now? My answer is I don't have any. He's like, there's your fucking problem. I was like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, dude, everybody has limiting beliefs. I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. I was like, you are kind of right. So you should think about that. As I thought about it, I realized, I'm like, yeah, everybody does have limiting beliefs, you're right. And like, if I ask you guys, right, we should have to share right now, but if I were to ask you, hey, like, what are your limiting beliefs? What are your mindset problems? And you were to say to me, I have no mindset problems. That's your fucking problem. Because even Michael Jordan had mindset problems. That's why he had a coach. So did Tiger Woods. So did Tom Brady. So did any athlete, celebrity, actor. Everybody has a fucking mindset problem. Because you never defeat your mindset problems. You just battle them every day. And an example would be, let's say I go to the gym, right? Because I do, right? I go to the gym. If I go to the gym on 5 hours of sleep, and I want to go do my favorite exercise, incline barbell bench, what's your favorite?
Right now, like on the floor bench or like a overhead press.
Okay, that's your favorite one?
Yeah.
Okay. So my incline barbell bench, that's my favorite exercise. So if one time I went to the gym off 5 hours of sleep. And I could not do the same weight I did it last week. I couldn't do it. I'm fucking tired. I was like, I just did this weight last week. I couldn't have gotten weaker. But I knew it was the sleep. I was dog tired. Okay? The next week when I did it, I came to the gym with about 8.5 hours of sleep. I ripped more weight than I've ever done in my life. I was like, oh, the sleep. It's the same thing with how you do your business. If you go into your business and take the actions, but you have a shit mindset, you say you don't have limiting beliefs, but you do, right? You're DMing artists or potential clients and you hate it. It's like, well, you're not going to do it the same. You just won't. Okay, if I go to the gym and do you like going to the gym?
I love it.
Yeah, me too. So I'm going to work out. We're going to work out better because we love what we do. I tell people all the time we're trying to get in shape. I'm not a fucking fitness coach. If you hate the gym, bro, don't go. Go do something else then. Because trust me, if you love the exercise, you'll get in shape easier. Right? You don't have to, if you don't like chicken breast, fucking don't eat it. Because it's going to be really hard to get in good shape if you eat food that you hate. So go eat food you like and make it taste good. It's the same thing with business, right? So actions without the right beliefs and intentions are misguided. Now, the most powerful thing that we have at our disposal, people ask, what do you mean by mindset? That's kind of a vague word. It's kind of hard to like wrap what does mindset mean? Stuff. There's a lot of parts to a mindset, okay? But what I've learned through, honestly, having friends who are really great mindset coaches and through my own journey, it's stories. Stories are the dialogue in our minds that shapes our perception of reality. I'll say it again, give you guys a chance to write it. Stories, that's the dialogue in our minds that shapes our perception of reality. I was actually, when I wrote that. I didn't ChatGPT that one. When I was writing it this morning, I was about to put perception of our reality, but I realized that's false. We look at other people's reality too. Mm-hmm. So it's the dialogue in our mind that shapes our perception of reality. Your stories, and actually I'm gonna write this now. Your stories are the fuel for our success or failure. Stories are the fuel for your success or failure. I need to write your also. For your. The stories we tell ourselves, guys, they're way more important than the strategy and actions. Can we now agree on that?
Yeah.
You're not going to do something if you're telling yourself you can't. If you're like, I can't do it, why the fuck would you do it then? That would be crazy. The word can't Like for example, that word, right? I'm cool believing that I can't walk to the moon right now. I can't walk there. Like right here, can I walk to the moon somehow? No. Okay? And I always make a joke. Until Elon builds us a fucking bridge, I can't walk to the moon. Okay? I'm cool with that. I can lay my head at night knowing I can't walk to the moon. But I'm not gonna fucking put my head on a pillow saying I can't make $100K a month. I will not put my head on a pillow and sleep well saying I can't make $1 million a month. Why? I don't want to is different than I can. Way different. Okay? So words like, I'm not gonna say them like just to rip swear words, but like the F word, the B, these swear words that people, I don't think that's a swear word. I think can't is a swear word. That's a story I've told myself. I don't even like saying, when I say that word can't, it like hurts me. It's like if a preacher was saying the F word, I can't say it. Like, it's so hard to say it without like cringing. When people say the word can't to me, I'm like, oh, hey, I'm religious. Don't speak like that. I don't like that word. I don't like that word. Yeah. So let me share with you a couple of, I wrote a list down of like my stories that I had told myself year by year breakdown. In 2011, my story was, I know I'm going to make it with music. And that's when me and him started. That's when he and I have known each other since 2007. So he knew me before I started writing songs, like a few months before I started. But that was my story, I told myself. I said, I know I'm going to make good music. I'm going to be the next Eminem. I'm going to be the next Jay-Z. I've not gotten there yet, but like that was what I told myself. Okay? I'll fast forward. In 2023, the story I told myself was I'm hitting 20K a month in December. I'm going to hit my first 20K month in December. I did it in November. I did it 1 month early. In 2024, I said, so 2023, when I did hit that 20K month, that year, I think I did 77K in my business. Luckily included with the part-time jobs, it was like my first 6-figure year, but it was the 77K with the business. Okay, so okay, next year, I want to hit 6 figures in my business. So 2024, my story was I'll hit my first 100K year with my business. I did it in 7 months. I did it earlier. I was like, okay, cool. 2 years in a row, I did it early. 2025, I said I'll hit my first 20K month with my new offer, because I started a new offer, Music Money Mastery. I said I'll hit my first 20K month with the Music Money Mastery in 6 months of launching. I did it in 4 months. Okay, 3 years in a row, I told a story and I did it early. I'm still trying to figure out how I did that. All I know is I'm able to do that. I actually don't even care how I'm able to do that. All I know is like, cool. When I set goals, somehow I hit them early. So 2026, which we're in right now, my story is I will hit my first 100K month this year. ... Haven't gotten there yet, but maybe I'll hit it early. Right? I'm going to share a quick actual story that happened at the end of 2023. When I hit that 20K month, I called my friend Keith. These guys know Keith. Keith Datu plays pro basketball in the Philippines right now. He's one of my best friends. I said, bro.
Like Michael Jackson. Can sing like Michael Jackson.
He can sing. Yeah, he's a really good singer. And he said, I told him, I was like, bro, I did it. I hit my first 20K month. And he's like, oh, that's fucking dope. How do you feel? I said, you know, to be honest with you, I'm kind of disappointed. And he said, why are you disappointed? And I was like, because I could have done more. Because when I hit it, I was like, I could have done more than that. Like, I only spent 2.9K on ads this month. Like, if I had spent 5K, or if I had spent 10K on ads, like, shit, I probably could have made more money. And I remember his reaction was funny. He's like, you kind of sound privileged. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I know I do, but like, I'm not mad. I'm fucking grateful, of course. Some people don't have food to eat. Of course I'm happy. But I was just like, I did what I said I would do. But what if I had said I would have done something bigger? Right? Like, then in 2024, I was like, I'll have my first 6-figure year. Then I did that in 7 months. I was like, what if I had said something bigger? And then the next year, my Music Money Mastery, I was like, I'll do my first 20K month in 6 months. I did it in 4 months. I'm like, what if I had said more? What if I had just said something bigger? Because you know what's hard for me? This is a difficult challenge for me. Once I do something I say I'll do, it's hard to push myself to go further. It's really hard for me to do that. So this year, originally, I was like, I just want to do 30K per month consistently. I want to do 300K 300K top line revenue. That was my goal at the end of last year, right? I was like, okay, 2026. I don't know what happened, but once January hit this year, I was like, I cannot retire my wife on 30K a month. Like, I don't really want 30K a month. That's not what I want. I want 100K a month in top line. Because I can boil, I was telling you yesterday, 100K a month top line, I can boil that down to 30K in income. That, I could probably, she could go on maternity leave, you know what I mean? She's not pregnant yet, but I'm saying if we had a baby, I could be like, you don't need to work.
Ah, beautiful.
But I can't do that on 30K top line. Can't.
No.
So I was like, Lee, stop, get to 100K a month. Like, that's really what you've been wanting. So, you don't have to like write this now, but what are the stories you're telling yourself? Think about that over the weekend, right? If you ever have a chance to get some quiet time and you want to journal prompts, what are the stories you're telling yourself? What are the stories you have told yourself? Sometimes when you sit with just you and a pen and maybe a cup of coffee, and you might pull some shit out that you're like, damn, I didn't even remember or realize that I was telling this to myself. I don't know if you guys remember in Rapid Fire, but we used to do we used to have this spreadsheet, belief translation. You guys remember we used to do that? I told you guys to write your limiting beliefs. Then I used to say, write limiting beliefs that you think you've conquered as well. Like don't, because they can come back. Okay? So, that's like for me, the mindset stuff. The next couple of things I want to talk to you about are a bit more tactical. Okay, so I want to talk about evaluating your business. This is really, the evaluating your business part is like the main thing I want to talk to you about. So, here's what I've realized. I would say this year, 2026, really was like, okay, I really got to instill this in my clients. Because when I launched Music Money Mastery in 2025, one of the things I said was I want to do a ton of one-on-ones with clients. I remember saying that. I really want this to feel like a build with you program. I didn't realize what could have gone wrong with that. But this year, some couple of things blew up in my face. I was like, oh, I can see where this went wrong. Your business is your responsibility. Okay, my responsibility is to help you grow it. But I realized, I said, if I could just give everyone one thing, whether they pay me 5K, 10K, 20K, if you left with only one lesson, the lesson would be teaching you how to evaluate your own business. Like giving self-awareness. Dude, I'm not the most self-aware guy of all time. We all have to work on it. But if I give you that, how do you figure out a problem on your own? Because trust me, I've leaned on coaches too much before too, and it screws me up. It screws me up, right? So, let's start first. The way I like to look at it is I just like to look at each section of my business. I look at 4 sections. You got the top, middle, bottom, and client fulfillment, right? Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, client fulfillment. By the way, every business has all of those. Fucking local brick and mortar, artist career, a vocal coach, a music production coach, a producer. Every business has those things. Top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, client fulfillment. Top of funnel. How do you get traffic? How do you get people to see you? We all know this stuff. This is basic. How do you get brand new people who've never heard of you at all see you? That's top of funnel. It's the easiest part. When I was just doing the artist career stuff, right? Like Anthony, that's the path you're on. I know how much I looked on YouTube for like marketing, promo, all that shit. And it's just so funny how in the music industry, it's the most talked about thing, right? Get traffic. And it's literally the fucking easiest thing. And the music industry, I don't know why, has just taken a big shit and doesn't get it. And I don't know why. It makes no sense. You can boost a post on Instagram and you get famous. I was like, oh, blue button right there? That's it? Then you got these fuckers like Promo God or fucking Adam Ivy, these fucking snake oil salesmen who are like, they're full of shit.
Adam Ivy's so bad.
Right. They're all, I can name more. Fucking, they're all full of shit. It's like boost a post and DM these motherfuckers. There you go. So there's top of funnel. Hell easy. Run an ad. Run an ad, right? Now, middle of funnel, this is the part that gets a little harder. After they've seen you once, how do you get them to see you again and again before they've paid you money? That's middle of funnel. This is really important. This is actually a little more complicated. I'm going to quote other people here. I know I heard this from a guy named Ravi Abuval. Google put out a study that said that it usually takes people around 7 hours across, what did they say, 4 platforms for someone before someone buys from you. That's on average. So before someone buys from you, they say on average someone needs to consume 7 hours of you. Why do you guys think I'm banging hard on YouTube? Right? Like Bradley, share your experience and how you found me.
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to find a music coach just to see how they were marketing themselves. I didn't even realize I was going to find someone who teaches people how to market yourself. So I was literally like just searching YouTube for that. Found a client interview of yours with Jeremy.
Yep.
And then like just went through a ton of your videos on your YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah. You followed me on 2 of your Instagram accounts.
Yeah.
I was like, is this the same guy? I think I hit up both.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, I think that's the same
I
guy.
was like, I hope he realizes this is just me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I sent you a voicemail like, yo, what's up, dude? Trying to apply beside him.
Yeah.
What's up, bro? How are you? How's everything with music? And then what was your response? You remember?
Yeah, I sent him a long voicemail and I was like, I've been watching all your videos. I watched at least one of your like VSLs you have on YouTube. I was like, I know like everything you do. Like I watched the video where you explained your DMing already, so like I know like you don't have to do it with me. Kind of thing. Like let me just give you all the information.
Yeah.
It's kind of in a sense, like almost becoming a fan of some sort, which is a compliment to both of you.
That's exactly right. Because I have all this long form content.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing. On my my first Instagram account, Lazy the Gifted, I don't know how many posts I have on there. 2,000? Like my mentor Austin, when he started his program, closesales.com, he was like, God, why is this Instagram thing not working for me? That's what he was saying. He told me, he's like, oh shit, dude, I didn't even realize, like, you have 1,500 posts. He had like less than 100. So then he was like, I need to post more. So middle of funnel, right? How do you get people to know you, like you, trust you? We'll go through a whole workshop on that. If we want to talk later, we will, but I'll skip that for now. The final part's the bottom of the funnel. Okay, they've seen you. How do we get their money? I know that sounds really crass. How do we get their money? We do it by giving people value, obviously, right? We don't get people's money. We give them tons of value. We make them feel like if I pay you, I'm going to win. You want them, getting people to pay you is not a win-win situation. It's a win situation for the person paying you. You want them to feel like they're the winner, not win-win. You should feel like they're getting a disproportionate value back for the dollars. How do you do that? Really, like that's something we need to think about. If someone pays me $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, how do I make them feel like they're getting double the value? That's fucking hard. It can be really hard, but you have to think about it. You have to think about it. That's why I built a Build With You program. Because there's people who pay 10 grand for a coaching program and they get barely any of the support that I give. There's people who I'm talking to in the DMs and get on sales calls. They go, yeah, I paid this guy Paul the trombonist $15K and I didn't give me one-on-ones with him.
Damn.
I'm like, that's fucking crazy because I charge way less than that and I give way more one-on-ones. That's fucking crazy. That's how I'm trying to beat the game. Last thing is the fulfillment part, client fulfillment. How do you actually, someone pays you now, how do you deliver the service? Or the product? How do you deliver it? This is the part that a lot of music coaches, music producers as well, they have a hard time with because they're like, I want to help my clients. Like I want to work with them. I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to work that hard. Right? It's fine. It's like me neither. I want to have a fun life. So how do I get someone to pay me $5 grand or 10 grand? But like I don't have to do that much work. Fuck. Now we found God. Right? Like how do we do that? So and how do I do it and how do I make it so my clients know it's still their responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking hard. I am only now within the last 7 days figuring out that I'm not good at that. So I need to, it's mine too. Like, you paid me, so I know. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go to war for you. But also, at the end of the day, if you fail, it is on you. It is. If I fail, it's on me. So how do we build a client fulfillment system where it's not that much work, it's fun work, it's fulfilling, and our clients know that it's their responsibility if they fail? How do we set the right expectations? And then the final part is stick to your numbers, right? Key performance indicators. Stick to your numbers. I was outside having breakfast with Lorenzo, and one quick thing I shared with him was, when I look at every part of my business, top, middle, bottom, client fulfillment, there's kind of different metrics at each part. Like for top of funnel, there's leading indicators: cost per lead, cost per follow, cost per impression, cost per whatever, shares, saves. Those are like, they're called leading indicators. They're not that important, but they're important in the grand scheme. Middle of funnel. Like, how many people go from middle to bottom? What's the cost per booked call? What's the cost per call taken? Cost to acquire a customer? What's the show up rate? Right? What's the cash collected? Okay? For Anthony, you'd be like, well, how many people go from seeing an ad to becoming a member in my Patreon? What's the cost to acquire? Right? If you spend $10 and then someone pays you $10 per month, it's a pretty good, for Anthony, that'd be a really good cost to acquire a customer. Right? You also want to look at lifetime value of Anthony. So if someone pays you $10 a month, and on average, people stay for 1 year. Like, I'm never gonna unsubscribe from your Patreon, so you'll get my money for the rest of your life. But let's call it a year. It's $120. If you spend 10 and make 120, it's a pretty good return, right? And if that compounds, right? So you have to look at numbers. Then you gotta get dialed in on these numbers. You have to. Right?
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would you say that dialing in on the numbers plays a role in helping you figure out the strategy to get to that number?
Yes. You have to know your, exactly. And then that will dictate your actions to get those numbers. Email subscribers. How many emails can I get? What's the cost per email? How much money do I make on average on someone's email? Anyway, so numbers. Okay? That flows perfectly into the final thing, which is we'll talk money quickly. And obviously, disclaimer, I'm not an accountant, and I am not legally allowed to advise. So I'm going to keep these very bird's eye view. But I'll share something that I learned from one of my best friends named Eduardo Leo. He's got a really cool offer that I'm paying him for. He has this offer where he does this like fractional CFO. So he basically goes in your business, he gets access to all my statements. He can't move money, but he can see everything in all my bank accounts. When I make money, he tells me where to put it. It's fucking awesome. And I'm like, I needed this 3 years ago. God damn. I'd be a millionaire if I had met him 3 years ago. 100% I'd be me. I'd have made $1 million by now if I met him 3 years ago, for sure. So I was like, well, I'll just hire you now then. Maybe in 3 years I'll be a millionaire faster, right? So he shared with me, a small business is any business that makes $25 million per year or less. That's a small business in the United States.
You said 25 million?
Yep. 25 mil per year or less is considered a small business.
Revenue.
Yeah, revenue. Top line revenue. You said, oh fuck. Right? Totally. Yeah, that's the reality. Now I'll ask you guys a question. I couldn't have answered this if he didn't tell me. What percentage of small businesses live paycheck to paycheck?
98.
98%, it's a good guess. Any other guesses?
85.
85 is a good guess. Any other guesses? Take one more guess.
99.
99? It's about 83 to 86%. You were right there. About year over year, it's 83 to 86% of small business owners. So that means imagine you make 25 million a year. Or you generate 25 million a year and you keep zero.
That's crazy.
That sucks. Can we avoid that before we get to 25 mil? One of the top 3 reasons small businesses fail. You can look it up on any AI tool or Google or search engine you want. You can look it up on Chat, Claude, Google, everywhere you look. One of the top 3 reasons. Cash flow mismanagement. Cash flow mismanagement. You want to know what's not on one of the top 3? This one surprised me. Sales and marketing is never on the top 3. I was like, damn it. That's all I focused on the last 15 years. I focused 0% on money management and 100% on sales and marketing, only to find out, oh, I was all fucked up. I should have done the other one first. When I have kids, I'm going to teach them about money before I teach them how to sell. You got to know how to manage the money. If you don't know how to manage a dollar, you don't know how to manage a million. So, there's a book I want you guys to write down, and everyone needs to go get it. It's called Profit First. Really great book. Pretty basic. I could literally summarize it all in one page for you, but I think it's better if you guys actually read it. And if you so choose to implement, it'll help you a lot. You guys know my story about I got $25K in credit card debt. I could have avoided that if I had just maybe read this book. If I had read this book when I was 17, I never would have. It made for a good story now, but it wasn't. It was fucking stupid. I didn't need to do all that. I didn't need to go 25K in debt on 3 credit cards and then get married. It was it just was stupid. Okay, so that's it for my part.